YouTube, what's good, man? It's your boy Swain, and I'm back with another video. Got an interesting topic for you guys today, man. Probably one of the most important topics I've done in a long time. But welcome back to my channel, Truly Indigenous, where the unpopular opinion is popular. But man, guys, today I want to discuss alpha energy, man. I think this is a very, very important video for men of all ages. Every man of any age can get something from this video. But I want to discuss your alpha energy. What is your alpha energy? How does your alpha energy help you to become a better version of yourself? And why so many men become beta males because of neglecting their alpha energy. See, your alpha energy, bro, I believe all men have a version of themselves where they're either beta or alpha. And see, your beta, your alpha energy is just the more dominant version of yourself, the more assertive version of yourself, the more successful version of yourself, the more driven version of yourself. And then the beta version, or the beta energy, is the more submissive feminine energy. And your alpha energy is going to call at some point in your life as a man. Every man will have that alpha calling. But the true and the sad truth is that most men won't answer it because it's not easy. And in result and in consequences of not answering this, you listen to your more feminine, submissive energy, and which is why society is full of beta males. See, your alpha energy doesn't want you to be in a position of failure and loss and submissiveness because it wants to win. It doesn't thrive in that area. It doesn't work in that area, which is why you can't be alpha when you're in a submissive state in life. What happens is you have so many guys who are dating a girl, right? And it could be a girl that you like. And this girl may want to, go further with you. She wants to be married, maybe, or she may want to move in, or she may want you to be a more involved boyfriend, or she wants to just get a little more serious. But your alpha energy is like, nah, dog, you can't. You can't right now. You still got that business plan you didn't execute. You still got goals. You still not there. Your credit's not good. Bro, you don't even got no money in the bank. You don't even have a car. You live with your mom right now. You understand what I'm saying? You broke. You don't have a job. You had a dead-end job where you can't provide for anything. And if y'all have children, then what? That's your alpha energy checking you. And a lot of men will ignore this because they think they are in love. And that's when you make one of the biggest mistakes of your life. Because see, what happens is you start to ignore your... See, here's the reason we ignore our alpha energy anyway. It's because of the conditioning and the programming of society that literally teaches men to be in touch more with their feminine side and to basically live the creed of a woman. This is why why are men having... This is what I never understood, bro. Why are men having midlife crisis at 30 years old, bro? You don't age like women. Your life and the way you interact in life is not like a woman. You were just taught that because society is gynocentric and most men are living the creed of a woman. See, women usually panic around this age, and this is why Kevin Samuels often related 28, 29, 30, the danger zone, because women have a biological clock. You don't have that. The only biological clock that you have as men is death, right? Because you can produce kids until the day you die, long as you're healthy and optimal, and all of that comes with improving and getting better and being on your grind. Her biological clock says one day my eggs are going to go away, and the thing that really allows me to be important to men is my ability to give children will one day leave me, and I will get old, and my looks will fade, and I will not be as valuable as I was when I was younger. But typically, men are more valuable older than they were younger. So again, why are you having a midlife crisis? And the reason that you are, I'm fixing to answer that, is because you're living the creed of a woman. You're living life like a female. And this is why you're having a midlife crisis. This is the conditioning and the programming that society puts on you as a man. And then what happens after that? The girl that you're dating, or your mother or her mother, will tell you that you don't want to miss out on her. Although you know in the back of your head, or your alpha energy is like, dog, man, you know your credit fuck, bro. You know you need to go to the gym. You know you got goals that you need to execute. You ain't executed. Why you laying up with this chick? That your alpha energy is saying that. And at the same time, simultaneously, bro, her mom or your mom is telling you some bullshit like you don't want to miss out. Or if you were raised by some guy who your father may have been in your life, but he's neutered and pampered, and he's also conditioned, and you don't want to miss out on her. You better get her. So you go get with this woman prematurely, which I told you your alpha energy doesn't want you to be in a relationship prematurely, but you go get with her. And now you're wondering why she don't respect you, why she's disrespecting you, why she don't want to give you no sex. Why is she, having, wandering eyes for other men who are on their shit? Why is she very masculine with you? Because you have now stepped into a situation that was meant for a man who's on his shit, but you're not. So now you have to get the bottom of the barrel treatment. That's what happens to so many men. They ignore their alpha energy. This is why you're in a relationship with that woman who don't respect you. You can't fall for the guilt trip of you're going to miss out on me. Let me tell you something, fellas. Men who improve don't miss out. They win. They always win. What happens is the guy who thinks he's going to miss out, he gets with a girl, and she leaves him for the guy who knew that he couldn't miss out. Did you get that? The guy who thinks he's going to miss out, who involves himself in the relationship and falls for that guilt trip or accepts his girl's ultimatum. You know the ultimatum that they give you. Well, if you don't want to marry me, or if you don't want to do this, then we can just quit talking, or we're not having sex, or all that bullshit. You fell for that and you got into that relationship. That same girl believed that guy who didn't know that he couldn't miss out for the guy who knew that he could never miss out. That's what happens. That's one of the biggest results of not listening to your alpha energy. Your alpha energy wants you to win, bro. It really, really does. And unfortunately, it's so many men in life who don't get it. And this isn't talked about enough. Nobody teaches us this. You have an intuition, bro. Your intuition as a man is your alpha energy. That's why when you dating a girl, you ever be like, damn, something ain't right. That's your OG energy inside. Like, man, you know that bitch cheating on you, bro. Bro, you know that bitch ain't no good. Bro, you know that bitch a thought. Inside, deep inside, and you ignoring it because your alpha energy know. He's trying to put you on game, but you ain't listening. You don't want to listen. I was listening to this podcast, man, on my way to work the other day, and the podcast was basically saying that if you want to experience hell, imagine meeting the version of yourself of what you could have been. The more successful version of yourself. That's heavy. That's tough. That's real tough, bro. That's heavy. Imagine that. Imagine not ever getting to that optimal level that you could have reached in life. That would suck if you actually knew what you could have been. See, the reason that we don't really think of it on these terms, because we'll never know what we could have been, because we don't have any lenses showing us the alternate path that we could have taken. But imagine if you did. They equated that with hell because that shit would hurt so many people. But I'm going to tell you what's happening. Even though you can't see it, it's still happening. You're not becoming the best version of yourself because you have chosen to ignore your alpha energy. And you have fell victim to the programming of society. Because society is gynocentric. They're going to teach you the way of the woman. I'm telling you right now. That's why you have so many emotional men. That's why you have men who are having midlife crisis at 30. That's why you have men who are acting out of their emotions instead of logic. So many men are in relationships with women right now. So many men are married to women right now prematurely, and they're not ready for that task. My dad always would tell me growing up that one of the hardest jobs a man will ever have is being a family man. And I finally understand why. Because when you are a family man and you have children and a wife, and maybe if it's not your wife, you're just a head of a household, you are a much lesser version of yourself because so much of you is required to give to them. This is why you ever go to the gym and you run into a guy who got married 5 years ago, and you see him, you haven't seen him in about 5 years. Last time you saw him was on his wedding day, and he has neglected what made him him because he had to give to his family. I'm not saying this happens to all men, but some men never find that median and are able to have that balance. And then you run into them and they're grossly overweight. They don't even look like the same dude no more. And they like, damn, yeah, man, the wife, the kids, man, I don't have time to get in the gym anymore because it takes from you. But your alpha energy is not telling you not to be in a relationship. It's just telling you not to get into a relationship prematurely, because this is going to be your result. That's going to be your future. That's going to be your life. And imagine you invest 10, 12, 15 years with a woman, and then she ends up leaving you for the guy who knew that he couldn't miss out. He chose to take 4 or 5 years and focus on himself. He chose to tell that chick in his life that he likes a lot that, hey, I can't be with you right now, because he had the abundant mindset. But see, a lot of men will never know what it's like to sacrifice like that because they are of the scarcity mindset. They're afraid to lose that woman. You can't be afraid to lose her. That's why you losing. You care too much. If she goes, she go. I say this all the time. That's the abundant mindset you have to have as a man. But it really, really takes a strong-minded man to be able to endure that. Because I'm not going to say it's not going to hurt to see a girl that you care about maybe be with another guy, right? But you know that being with her at that moment in your life does not serve you any purpose, because you have things that you have to get handled, and you cannot be optimal, and you can't be that nigga in a relationship when you have not gotten yourself together before you get into one. I had a girl I was dating who I liked. You understand? Real dope chick, very feminine chick, very sexy. The sex was bomb. But I'm on my grind right now. I'm focused. I'm have things I have to cultivate. What she wanted was more time, was something more serious, was she wanted me to be more devoting to her, which is cool if you've built yourself up as a man and now you can do that because you can afford it, but not when you're in the middle of your grind phase. You can't. And when you tell a woman why, they will never understand, because women think that men experience life the way they experience life, which we don't. Life is much different for us because we have to become something. And that takes a lot of time. So there's going to be a situation, or maybe you guys have already faced a situation or currently in this situation, where you're dating a woman who wants more with you, but your alpha energy is telling you no. Because your alpha energy doesn't want to be in a state of submissiveness. But if you ignore that, then you're just going to be in a marriage and be a beta male. Or you're going to be in a relationship and you're going to be a beta male. She's going to treat you like one. Because biologically, women don't want to submit to beta males. They literally are disgusted by beta males. Real talk. Even if they're married to one. He disgusts her. But for whatever reason, she's with him. So, and a lot of the times it could be for security reasons, or maybe because the guy she wanted, she couldn't have, so he'll do. He's the second choice. But don't think that she's not out in a lot of cases sleeping with what she perceives to be alpha. Or if the opportunity presents itself for her to leave, she will level up. That's how hypergamy works. Hypergamy is all about exercising her best option. This is why I tell you that a man who's on his grind and a man who knows that he can never miss out will always win. You can't miss out on women when you win. They ain't going nowhere. Where they going? Where they going? You understand what I'm saying? I just want more men to start to understand that, bro, you got time. You got a lot of time, and don't let no chick come into your life and give you an ultimatum or pressure you to be in a situation that you are not prepared for, because it's just going to end up of you being in a beta position. In a beta position, and she will resent you for allowing her to persuade you to be in that position, believe it or not. There's so many women who do this. They'll tell you everything to get you in that position of marriage or of having a child or moving in. And the moment that shit doesn't work out, she'll resent you. I promise you. Trust me when I tell you this, guys. You cannot trust women when they have goals and intentions with you, especially an unmarried woman with no children. Because if she wants to be married, if she wants children, if she's in her late 20s, early 30s, and she knows that biological clock and that time is running out, she will become whatever she has to be to convince you to make that choice to choose her. And you will lose every time. But look, that's it for the video, fellas. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, peace.